Of keeping players safe. The Commanders' offensive line struggled to protect Jayden Daniels during yesterday's joint practice with the Ravens. The reports on the ground highlighted the struggles of Washington's banged-up O-line trying to slow down that Baltimore pass rush. This is going to be a story all season. We know the Washington Commanders lost Laremy Tunsil to a triceps injury. Jayden Daniels offered up this perspective after practice.
Not the best day that I thought we could have had. Just from all around, from myself to everybody else. But, these are opportunities that you get to learn from. You just got to play everything true, own this, watch the tape, take the coaching, be coachable to be able to move forward from this. The good thing about it, man, is August whatever. I don't know what day it is, but it's August whatever. Our first game is September 13th, so that's when it really matters.
We know that this offensive line is going to be a patchwork group all season. No Laremy Tunsil, Nick Allegretti's dealing with injury. There's a lot of moving parts. Do you think that Jayden Daniels will be able to overcome that in 2026?
It's challenging to sit up here and say that he will. You go back to 2024 when he was so outstanding as a rookie quarterback, and because he was playing in that manner, he covered up for a lot of deficiencies that the Commanders had. Jayden Daniels on that team was a leading rusher in 2024. The defense was horrendous in 2024 as well, but they still had the ability to make it to an NFC Championship game because the quarterback was so dang good. Everything else, in my opinion, has to be better around him. They have to run the football effectively. And we didn't even bring up center Tyler Biadasz, who's no longer there in Washington. That's another guy that's missing. So a lot of things right now currently from an offensive line standpoint that they have to figure out. New offensive coordinator as well. And if I'm a defensive coordinator playing the Washington Commanders, you know what I'm saying? Where Laremy Tunsil used to line up, that's where I'm putting my best guy as a pass rusher. And I'm saying, go get him. So now it's going to force the offensive coordinator. Should we max protect? Do we have to send a tight end over there, a running back over there to chip and bang? Can we run the football more effectively? Use a lot of misdirection to compromise for what we don't have from an offensive line standpoint. I would also put more pressure. Dan Quinn is a defensive-minded head coach. That defense has to also assist that quarterback so he doesn't feel the weight of having to do everything and put it all on his shoulders as well.
I do not think Jayden Daniels can overcome this troubled offensive line. The Baltimore Ravens exposed this offensive line in that joint practice, especially the interior of this offensive line. They've had constant movement at the center position. And like you guys said, Laremy Tunsil, the left tackle, is dealing with an injury. And that's dangerous for any quarterback, especially a quarterback like Jayden Daniels, who can cover up some of those missed protections with his athletic ability.
Now, this is his blind side, too.
Absolutely. So what they have to do is protect him from himself. This cannot be a Jayden Daniels versus the pass rush each and every week. This cannot be Jayden Daniels eliminating bad blocking each and every week. You have to surround him with a philosophy. Protect first. Get the ball out quick. A lot of screen games. Put an emphasis on running the football and play action passes. And then when you get the opportunity, you can use your legs as a luxury, but you don't want to be majoring and running around, making the offensive line look good when they obviously are missing protection. So I don't think that they can overcome this. And he does a good job of not showing that he's concerned when he's giving these interviews.
Here's something else, though, that they can do, and they've done it. They did it very well in 2024. They did it a little bit last year, but Jayden Daniels was hurt, so they didn't do it a lot. And they're trying to go away from it a little bit. It's no huddle and tempo. See, when you can control the tempo and dictate versus the defense knowing where you're going to be coming out of the huddle every time, I think that also works. That's another way to negate a pass rush, is going up tempo or a controlled tempo where you get to see the picture and you call the plays from a line of scrimmage and see what you like. Do you need to check into runs? Do you need to check to a pass? I think that would be beneficial knowing that they have these offensive line issues.
Yeah, that was the bread and butter of a Cliff Kingsbury offense in 2024. They go away from it last year. There's also going to be the question about who behind Terry McLaurin is going to be helping out the receiving core. Who's that option?
Well, they signed
Stephon Diggs is
so
there.
I don't think he gets the credit he deserves, right? Like, the Washington Commanders, the last time, I think it was 2016, they had a 1-2 punch. That was Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon. That's 10 years. They have that now. Think about every place that Stephon Diggs has been. Even in his Minnesota days, He made Case Keenum look better as a quarterback from a completion percentage standpoint, yardage standpoint, all boosted. When he got to Buffalo, Josh Allen, from a completion percentage standpoint, yardage, all elevated. When he was in Houston with C.J. Stroud, it was trending in that direction until Stephon Diggs got hurt. And then you look at last season with Drake May, completion percentage, yardage, elevated and boosted. So he is a quarterback-friendly guy that can work the middle of the football field. And he has strong hands and someone that you can rely on to be there and be a safety net for you. So I am glad that Jayden Daniels has that.
Yeah, they're going to need all the help they can get with these offensive line injuries because you don't want, as you pointed out, Jayden Daniels to have to feel he has to go into superhuman mode every single game because it just exposes you to more injuries.
Or if you duck at the last moment, I could possibly be suspended. You catch the football and run it in for a touchdown. So I think it's going to affect games depending on how many of these offensive guys have out there.
Okay, so I really believe that the people that are in control of the NFL, in roles of stewardship of the NFL, truly want to make the game as safe as possible for the now and the 30 years from now. I truly deep down believe that. Years ago, 50, 25 years ago, football was a game that was about physical toughness. It was something that was celebrated. It was something that was necessary. It was something that was mandated. You could not play football or at any level unless you were a uniquely physically tough person, uniquely mentally taking yourself to places that very few people could. You had jobs because of it. You got paid ridiculous amounts of money because of it. I still think that is definitely a part of the game, but it's different in regards to football right now is a game that is about stars. It is a game that is about eyeballs. It is a game that is about growth. And so while two things can be true in this conversation. The people that are stewarding the game of football in the NFL, I truly believe they are trying to make it safer. I also can admit and say that the celebration of that physical toughness of 40 years ago is now a penalty. And it's more about making sure that the Malik Neighbors and the Joe Burrows and the Justin Jeffersons and the Saquon Barkleys, they're on the field.
Well, you don't want to compromise the bottom line. And the bottom line are those star players.
That wasn't the case 40, 50 years ago as much as it is now.
Well, times have changed. They want to
player.
And a lot of these
I don't
rules
like
have.
it.
You don't like it. Why not?
No, because I think the physicality of the game is what made football what football is supposed to be.
Sure.
But
and this is coming from an offensive guy.
But is there a way to make the game safer and not lose the physicality? Because the problem that we've run into when there have been rule emphases before. So I go back to 2018. Remember the body weight rule with roughing the passer and how subjective that was? Did I put all 280 pounds of my body or most of it onto a quarterback, or was it only half? Like, we couldn't uniformly rule that. The hip drop tackle, for example, seems one that's a lot more objective. There's a clear cut, you do it or you don't. Do you think that these rules itself will be able to make this a more clear-cut, uniform way to officiate the game without losing that physicality?
So I would say this, it has to, and the players have to adapt. Because if you don't adapt, you're going to lose a lot of your money, and you're going to be suspended games. And now, not only does that hurt you as an individual and hurt your family that you're feeding, it's now hurting your football team who is counting on you on Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, whenever you're playing a game.
He's the one to answer the question.
Yeah, I tell you what, playing the game of football and playing safety, strong safety at a high level, I watch games now and I say, I can't believe that I did that. I can't believe.
We were showing old clips of you.
Absolutely. I can't believe that I was able to tap in mentally and go to a dark space to where I didn't care about putting my mind and my body on the line, and I was just out there to seek and destroy. And I tell you one thing, when you change the rules and guys are constantly worried about hitting helmet to helmet or hurting another player, they're just going to start going low and taking out people's knees. Do you know what that does? Now you have ACLs and PCLs and all of these lower extremity issues. So I think, pick your poison. You're either going to go high and hit with the helmet, or you're going to go low and blow somebody's knee
And
out.
as an offensive player,
You don't want that.
I would rather him go high.
Correct.
They're trying to make the game safer. You can't fault them for that,
Correct.
but there's always